Hey Pisces, happy holidays. This is your forecast for December 2017, and you know, this month we have what we call a stellium, where all the planets are like traveling together in a little party group, right? Now the outer planets are still acting in the background as a backdrop to what is taking place, but the main focus here is going to be all centered about your career this month. So we have in your 10th house the Sun, we got Mercury, we got Venus joining in on December 1st, we have Saturn, and we have the new moon. So let me tell you though, it is a cluster of energy, and your career somehow, on some level, is definitely going to step it up. So it's really, really exciting because this new moon, not only is it going to spark a new trend in your business or your career, but there's a whole lot attached to it. We have Mercury retrograde for one, so that can bring contacts from the past back into the picture that may resurface one way or another, or it could be some thoughts, ideas, hopes, dreams, goals of the past, which is now going to be center stage and open up. So sometimes retrogrades are really, really positive because it brings the unconcluded, unfinished things from the past, so you can take it now and bring it one step up. That's the exciting part. But let me tell you though, the new moon is also conjuncted to Saturn. Now Saturn is what we master, right? And for the time since it's been here in the sign of Sagittarius, your focus is all about stepping it up, harnessing your skills. It's all about mastery. And of course this month, since Saturn is going to be changing signs on the 19th, it's going to leave your career house. So for those of you Pisces that may have felt that you've been carrying a lot of burdens, a lot of stress, a lot of weight on your shoulders in your career, you're going to have a break from the 19th when it now moves into your social sector. This means that Saturn, from the 19th onwards, will be more about group activity, how you're going to integrate, how you are going to master the skill of being a social butterfly. Some of you are really always, by nature, very open, right? That is the Piscean spirit. But a lot of you like to have a little peace and tranquil, so you can be in your own world to create, right? Because you are the ruler of the 12th house. So we know how important it is for Pisces with the ebb and the flow. But your surroundings and life right now is going to give you more weight, I won't say burdens, but more responsibility in the next 2.5 years as it travels through the sign of Capricorn. Now Capricorn is where Saturn rules, so Saturn's comfortable in this sign, okay? Now in this 11th house, which is ruled by Uranus, well, it's probably going to break you free from certain constraints that has been there. And down the road, Saturn's going to meet up with Pluto. This is still not for 1.5 years or so without checking the chart on it. But when those two meet, there's a lot of power. It's a powerhouse type conjunction. So everything you're doing or starting, should I say now, Pisces, and mind my words, you're preparing for what's going to take place when those two forces meet. Pluto is all about transformation, people in high places that can really unlock doors and windows for you. So take this seriously. But let's talk about this conjunction of the new moon, which, by the way, is taking place December 18th on 26 degrees. And not only is the new moon where we plant our seeds, not just for the coming month, but for the oncoming year, but since it's conjuncting Saturn, this only happens once every 28 to 29 years. This is big, Pisces, right? Saturn being karma, it is the mastery of life. This new moon is being embedded and fused with the energies of Saturn. So we're not just talking what the new moon could do for the oncoming month or the oncoming year. It's what can you do now for the oncoming 29 years, right? So there's a major shift taking place. And I want you really, really to focus in on your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams, your long-term goals around the 18th. And then remember, Saturn on the 19th is leaving your career. So what a way to wave goodbye to Saturn and thank it for the mastery of what you have done these last couple of years. And I always like to say too, whenever the outer planets, which transits very slowly, right? They never leave an area without leaving a present at the front door for you. That's your graduation gift. So around this time you can expect, even if it doesn't arrive right away, but you will see the gift from Saturn for what you have achieved and reached for and really toiled for. Loving that. And to top it off just a little bit more, not only Mercury retrograde and Saturn here to this new moon, but we have a golden beam from Uranus. Now Uranus is in a trine to your 2nd house for money and income. So there could be new plants being seeded at this new moon conjunction that could open up doors for your financial situation, financial gains. It could be an unexpected news of money arriving. Some of you might be introduced to a business that could now over time produce more money. So it's not all having to come on this day. That's not what I'm saying. But whatever energies are around it is opportunities, potentials that can really unlock this Uranian energy, because Uranus is also trying to finish up its journey where it has been for a number of years now in your 2nd house, right? So we have the shift of Saturn going into your 11th house for groups and organizations and so forth. We have Uranus that, not quite yet, but early next year, will be moving into your 3rd house, communication and travel and so forth. So we could see that you might be traveling much more when we look into the future in order to fulfill the journey and the commitments that now Saturn is going to be setting up for you. Now, isn't that all exciting? I love it for you. Now we have the full moon too. Center stage, 11 degrees in Gemini. For you, this is taking place in the home and family environment. So yes, this is where the floodlight is going to be on you and your loved ones, and you're just going to really feel that it's coming together for you. You have everything going on in your career here. Now you have your family gathered here with you, with the elders, your children, your grandchildren, wherever it is. But the full moon, beautifully lit, December 3rd, coming in. So whatever is taking place there is all you preparing for the holiday season, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's Christmas. Of course, in Europe, it's Christmas Eve. Here in the States, it's Christmas Day. What I would like to say, on the same day of the full moon, this is when Mercury goes retrograde. Okay, so Mercury will be retrograde between the 3rd to the 22nd. So I'd like to say, if you can, and you're listening early, go get your Christmas shopping done before the 3rd, before that retrograde kicks in, so we don't get all the return presents because they didn't work, they were funky. You know, anything with moving parts, anything technical or large objects, by all means don't buy a new car right now, right? It just won't really work. Also with retrograde, we want to make sure that we're not signing any contracts or starting anything new. Don't launch anything before or after New Year. The only exceptions always are if you have had things in the works before Mercury goes retrograde. Then it is possible to still continue to work with it and so forth, because that is things of the past coming into the now. You can always discuss, you can negotiate, you can, you know, brainstorm and so forth with potential partners, business partners and so forth, just as long as you don't sign anything. So this month too, Venus has been touring Scorpio there in November, so you have been able to kind of relate on a deeper level. You might have felt more passion, more intensity coming into your life. Maybe you've been diving into research, which the 9th house is all about. This is where she currently has been transiting, but on the 1st, she dives into, you know, join that party in the 10th house crowd of yours. Mars, on the other hand, has been touring Libra, so for you, that has all been about balancing what you want, should I say. Also balancing financial situations, since it's the 8th house. So not necessarily looking at your money income, but it could have been your savings, investments, maybe late taxes for some of you, royalties, commissions, all of that, maybe year-end bonus and financials and so forth. But Mars will be here and then moving into, so you want to wrap up all that financial stuff by December 9th. then Mars will be moving into the 9th house. And so your mind is going to be expanding now in the house of Jupiter. You might plan travel, to want to go do some trips, even if it's not taking place now in December, it could be for next year. You could be interacting with international and foreign people and places. For those of you who have any kind of lawsuits, well, this would be a good time for things to kick into action. You have all of December, you have into that of January, so no rush on it. But your two rulers are really going to line up in a beautiful golden trine December 2nd, which is Jupiter, your ancient ruler, and Neptune, your current ruler. When they come together and in a trine, I mean, that is you, Pisces, really dreaming it out big. You have this gift with you from birth. Not all the other zodiac signs have it, right? But the ability to see Alpha Omega, to see the beginning and the end. This is why you can create so beautifully, because you see the end result before you even start. That doesn't mean that it has to manifest right now or weeks from now or months from now. But the vision that you will be having on the 2nd is to be able to look down over the past, over to new horizons, and shooting your arrow to that point that when time is right and other transits are going to kick in, you will be able to manifest into the 3D reality. So very, very inspiring time. Great news can come to you. You can start things. It's the day before Mercury retrograde, but it's still, you know, in a good place. Now on the 6th, we got Mercury and Saturn discussing and making some arrangements, agreements. As long as there's no signatures, because now Mercury is retrograde, you should be good. You can talk, you can negotiate, and I think you're going to do that really well, by the way. Mars is coming in with a 6th house, which allows you to be very energetic in the aim, the goal that you're shooting for. Mars is still in that 8th house, so we might have a little financial talk going on. Finances and potential business would be good there on the 6th. Now on the 10th, I feel there could be a surprise as Mercury and Uranus are in a beautiful golden trine. We have a lot of trines this month. And again, it's either a phone call, a text, a message, or a meeting where I feel things are going to unlock. And for you, Pisces, it's coming from your 2nd house of money and income and up to your business. So we know on the 6th, when was that? We were talking about Mars's aspect. Yeah, on the 6th, it was more looking at royalties, commissions, splits, and so forth, and business. Now we're talking about income, receiving income. So it's taking a one step further there on the 10th. And it might surprise you, too. On the 12th, more talks, more negotiations. This is the Sun and Mercury, and it is all in that 10th house for business, career, or goals that you're working on. So it's not always career. We can have other goals, but what it is you're trying to attain, that is where this is coming. And on the 15th, so between the 12th and the 15th, you'll be feeling that you got the gift of gab. Mercury is here with Venus in a conjunction, just like the Sun and Mercury is conjunct. So you're really speaking and sharing from your heart. And this is coming across to whoever is listening, whoever is with you. They're all ears as you are sharing maybe some of the vision that you had there early in the month. On the 16th, you could have some wonderful, great feedback. The Sun and Uranus in a beautiful trine. Again, it's business, your goals, and money, income, security. 2nd house is also about worth, your worth. You know, the value of how you see yourself or how other people can establish your value may kick in there on the 16th, right? To take that one step further, I just love this reading for you, Pisces. So from the 16th to the 20th, not only have you established a sense of worth and value, but Venus is coming in also with a trine to the same area that the Sun tried to establish on the 16th with a surprise. Now right behind it, only a couple of days later, Venus is coming into this trine. And Venus does rule beauty, love, harmony, money, the things that we appreciate and value coming in also with a surprise. So you can have major surprises even before Christmas, even before you unpack those presents, right? And I think it's things that you have been working for that might just come together for you, and it could come together in ways you had never even dreamt of. That's what Uranus could do for you. And of course, you know, your two rulers, they're just like really doing the dance here and really happy. And this could be a part of the vision you've held for a long time coming together. So yes, Saturn 19th, it is moving out of your career house. You're going to feel the elephants off your shoulder. You're liberating, you're freeing yourself, because now you're going to have a different focus. You've carried the fence, but now different focus. New lessons coming for you. So you will feel that on the 19th. And then we have the 21st. There is an important communication coming in with Saturn. That could be an introduction of all things, because Saturn is now into that 11th house and the Sun is there. And so there might be a meeting up with or a communication of between some important people. On the 25th, Christmas Day, we have Venus coming in and conjuncting Saturn. And Venus moves into your 11th house for social activity and so forth on the 25th, on Christmas Day. It's going to be here arm in arm or hand in hand with Saturn. So it's a very special, different Christmas this year, since these two meet together on this very important day. And I feel there's a sense of seriousness, but there's also a sense of gratitude, you know, for having come to where you are and to be with your loved ones, like I mentioned earlier in the month, that it's just setting up for you, your children, there's grandchildren, there's the elderlies and so forth. There's something really special this month to celebrate. But before we end, I gotta say how we're ending off the month, Pisces. Mars, which is action, dynamic energy, being focused to your ruler in a beautiful trine. That is Neptune. Now, what a way to end the month or the year, but even more so how to start the new year with this influence. You have now a guideline, you have a goal, and it is really here tying up with Neptune, doing the happy dance, right? Because something has actually opened up. I think you've already, before the month is over, got some hints on what that just might be. Some of you might still wait for it, but it's really starting off 2018 in a very magical way, since your ruler is so beautifully aligned here with Mars. So all I can say to all of you Pisceans is happy holidays, enjoy, enjoy, and I will see you soon. Bye now.